If you've been overthinking your jewelry photos, this is your sign to keep it simple. Watch the full tutorial for the exact steps and before and after shots on how I'm going to use Photoroom to make this super easy. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is pull up Photoroom. You can do this actually on your phone or you can do it online on your desktop. So choose the one that works best for you. I'm using the desktop right now. So I'm going to go ahead and select a photo. And the thing that I recommend is to go ahead and use something with, a white background. I used a piece of paper. Just something that'll just not have any design to it so it can actually grab it. And as you can see right now, it removed all the background. It was that easy. Now, between these little holes, you can kind of see that, it didn't remove the background on everything, but this is a very tiny detailed earring that I did actually put together. So, it's going to be hard to do that, but you will not notice it once we get this background changed. So you're going to come over here and you're going to hit white background and it's going to open it up. And what you'll want to do is go ahead and say change background, and then we're going to do an AI background. Now I have some things written here, but I know that one of the biggest questions that people ask is, what am I going to say? So this is what we need to do, is we need to create a background. It gives you some ideas here. A rustic wooden table. Let's go ahead and try this one. So rustic wooden table. I'm going to do a white, I'm going to put on a white plate. Details matter when you're doing this. Flowers in the background. And let's just try that and see what it comes up with. And there's a couple other things too here. Let me copy this. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do the manual and I'm just going to go ahead and copy that in there real quick. And we're going to generate images. Now, sometimes an image will come up, and this is perfect because I am a big believer, if you are going to use AI, please pay attention to it. This is getting closer to where we need to be. All right, that looks pretty good. The earrings are slightly big compared to the plate, so I'd probably want to see if there's any other things that look a little better. I'm also not liking that it has flower petals. So what we can do is we can change this, remove the S, just make, or put flower in background. And I'm taking you through all this just so that you can see how one slight variation could really make a difference when you're actually putting this together. And then once you have like the thing that you really like and it seems to really be pulling images consistently, then you can keep doing that same type of look, but go ahead and just, maybe instead of marble background, we change it to wood background. That one looks nice. This looks very realistic. Everything's actually pretty proportional. So this would actually be a nice image and one that I would keep. I sometimes like a little bit more color in it, but that's going to come down to your preference on what you like. There we go. Let's try this one. This one I think is a consistent one that I like. It's on a white plate, flower with a marble countertop in the background. And that's a nice clean shot. That's pretty. And feel free to use this one if you like it. You can change it up. That's actually another nice one too. Now, let's do this. I'm going to show you how we can put plant. So I changed out flower and I put plant, and we'll see what it's going to deliver. That's not a bad shot, especially with the leaves and everything. That's actually pretty nice. So you can kind of play with this and see how you want it to look. And like I said, biggest things, make sure it looks real, make sure it's proportional. And if you do find that there's little elements you don't like, just start slowly changing one word out, and see if that changes more to what you're looking for. Once you know exactly, and like I said, it's giving you, the prompt that you're putting in is actually giving you a pretty good picture almost consistently every time. And you can try this with different pictures, use the same prompt. And if it pretty much gives you a nice picture every time, then keep that prompt. And then you can start changing out things depending on what the actual design is for your jewelry. It's also nice because you do not have to invest into all the different things, plants and flowers and seashells and wood and plates and marble and wood backgrounds and even lighting. I will put a couple links below that will give things that I use for some light sources when I am taking some photos. But generally speaking, besides maybe a couple easy desk lights, you don't need much but your phone. So now you will be paying for Photoroom. It's about $12.99 a month, but with the amount of pictures that you can get done, and also too, if you are putting this on Etsy or any other platform, you need to use as many photos as possible. So you want to put, 5 or 6 photos up there. So take maybe 2 or 3 different angles of your earrings so they just don't look the same on each one of them. And then go ahead and come into Photoroom and put all the different backgrounds on them so they all look different. And it also gives people, it's going to evoke a different emotion for each person. So somebody's going to fall in love with these because it kind of gives them that, outside, the beach, that kind of look. If you put it around plants, now you're gearing it more towards somebody who's more into like plants and outdoors and maybe hiking or doing things like this. So doing the different genres and niches will really help to sell that item to different people. Thanks for watching. And if you do have questions though, more questions that I didn't cover or something with Photoroom, please put it in the comments below and I'd be glad to answer those. And don't forget to like and subscribe